Let's begin on our backs. Coming all the way down onto your yoga mat with the legs stretched out in front of you. Toes turned out wide, as if pages of a book falling open. If this feels like it's too much for your low back, this feeling like it's causing pain, feel free to bend your knees, planting your feet on the floor, and allow the knees to collapse in towards each other. Draw the arms down by your sides, and rotate the palms to face up. And see if you can walk your shoulder blades underneath you. And then start to rock your head side to side. Just freeing up any tension that might be in the neck and shoulders. And start to release any of that tension from the mouth and jaw. And bring the head back to stillness, so your nose is pointing straight up towards the sky. Take a full, deep breath in. Exhale and let it go. Take another full breath in here. And exhale, empty it out. Let's do that one more time. This time, take that full breath in, let it fill up into your belly, your chest, all the way up into the low throat. Hold the breath in. Try to keep the face soft, relaxed, expressionless. And then slowly guiding the breath out, releasing the tension from your body. Continue to breathe in a more natural fashion. I want you to just mentally scan what's happening in your mind. Notice the thoughts that are coming up. And release any of those thoughts of expectation from this experience. Let go of all the shoulds. Let go of your to-do list. Let go of anything that's come up today. And just start to experience what is happening right now. Feel your body connected to the ground. Notice what's touching the mat. Notice the parts of your body that are not touching the mat. Notice the parts of your body that are completely still, heavy, almost anchored into the ground. And then begin to notice those parts of your body that are still moving, maybe on a more subtle level, like your heart beating. Or your breath moving softly into your abdomen. And I just want you to feel these elements of this moment. Just continue to feel, become in touch with what is happening right now. Allow yourself to let go of all other distractions. Know that it's perfectly natural to have these thoughts bubble up to the surface throughout the practice. And that meditation is not being completely still and without thought, but the practice of meditation is returning back to the stillness when we've recognized we have strayed from the moment. when we've taken a little bit too much time towards that thought instead of being fully present with where we are. Take a few more of these deep breaths. And with your next in-breath, begin to stretch the arms all the way up and towards the back of your room. Lengthen out through your fingers, through your toes. Give yourself a full body stretch. Feel your tail and crown reaching in opposite directions. And then just release it fully out. Carefully draw your knees in towards your chest. You can slide your heels along the ground. You can pick the feet up and wrap your hands around either the front of the shins or the back of the thighs. Just give yourself a nice big tuck. Sometimes it feels good just to pause, and sometimes it feels good to rock side to side, almost as if you're massaging your back. The further your knees are away from your body, so pushed away from your belly, the more you might feel that stretch in the top of the gluteals and the pelvic rim. The more that the knees are tucked in tightly, you'll feel this in your low back and possibly in that mid-thoracic spine. Good. Come back to stillness. Take a moment, full breath in. And as you exhale, gently pick your head up, squeeze in a little bit tighter. See if you can kiss your knees, tuck into that tight little ball. And then slowly inhale, release your head, shoulders, arms, all the way back down to the floor, and place your feet to the outer edges of your mat. So your knees are still bent, feet are on the floor, and your feet are going to be rather wide, so most likely wider than your hips. And take another full breath in here, and imagine that your knees are like windshield wipers. You're going to swish them over towards the right with your exhalation. And then inhale back through center and exhaling over towards the left. Inhale back through center and just keep moving side to side. A very slow and gentle rhythm. And as you rock your knees side to side, begin to notice what you're feeling. What parts of the body are receiving sensation. And don't be too quick to label the sensation, bad or good. Just recognizing that it's there. When we start to label as bad or good, oftentimes this becomes a judgment of who we are and how we are. This practice is not about judgment. We want to just simply feel and connect. Okay, next time your knees tip over towards the right, pause here. Turn your head to look in the opposite direction, so to the left. And then lift your right foot up. You'll take the right foot onto your left knee. The weight of your right foot will encourage that left knee and hip to lift up even more and to give you a little bit deeper stretch. Sometimes it might feel nice to extend your left arm at a diagonal all the way back and across, away from your left knee. So it's going in the opposite direction. And take another full breath here and see if you can breathe into your left lung. Exhale all the way out. Good, another full breath. Gently releasing right foot back down to the mat. Keeping it nice and wide, the knees lift back up through center. Exhale and tip the knees over towards the left. And taking left foot, stack it on top of your right knee, please. Turn your head towards the right. And if you extended your right arm in the opposite direction of your knees, on the other side, please move your right elbow, right arm, right fingertips in that diagonal stretch here. Good, big breath. Feeling that the body is starting to unwind. Try not to hold tension, but instead finding that heaviness, that release, that surrender. Good. Carefully placing left foot onto the mat and lifting the knees up through center. Good. And slowly tuck your right knee in towards your chest now, please. Extend your left leg out along the floor, straightening out the knee and pointing the left toes straight up towards the sky. So the heel will be reaching out in front of you. Hands are going to grab onto that right knee or shin, perhaps even the back of the thigh if that feels more comfortable for you. This posture is known as wind releasing pose and is an excellent way of both massaging the abdomen as well as finding an opening and stretch in the front of your left hip flexor. Good. Take another full breath in. And then exhale, start to circle around your right ankle. So almost like you're drawing a big circle with your right big toe. Circle it around. Notice any cracks and creaks that you might experience. And circle around in the other direction. And then bring the foot back to stillness. Slide your hands to your right knee. So they sort of cup around and form onto the bonier part of the knee. Now I want you to use your hands to circle the right knee around. So now the knee is making circles. And in fact, you feel this sort of stirring sensation in that right hip. And feeling that stirring. And then slowly circling around in the other direction. Come back to stillness. And then tuck your left knee in to meet the right. Both knees are into your body. Now extending right leg out in front of you, keeping left knee tucked in. So wind releasing pose on this side. Extending out through that right heel, and right toes point straight up towards the ceiling. And see if you can wrap your inner right thigh towards the floor. You might have a tendency to spin towards the outside, towards the right. And then begin to circle around your left ankle. And simply notice if there is a difference between the two sides, and there oftentimes is a difference, just based on our daily habits, our tendencies. Circle around in the other direction. to stillness. Now move your hands to cup around the left kneecap. Use those hands to guide the knee around in circles, stirring up, lubricating in that hip. So I mentioned that the two sides of our body most likely experience things differently, and we start noticing that throughout our daily lives we have these habits. We tend to sleep on the same side of the bed. We carry our purse or our wallet on the same side. We get in and out of our car. Circle around in the other direction if you haven't done so already. And these are just the normal habits that we go through that we may not realize create imbalances in our body. It's not to say that these imbalances are bad, it's just we start to notice that it's going to have an effect on our being. Bring the knee back to stillness, and then tuck both knees back in towards the body again. This time we're going to come into a posture known as Happy Baby. So the knees are still going to stay tucked rather close to the body, but you're going to separate the knees as wide or even wider than your belly. See if you can grab a hold of your outer shins, ankles, or feet. Then extend your heels up towards the ceiling, keeping your knees bent. So you want about a 90-degree angle or so. So now your thighs are horizontal and your shins are vertical. And your feet are straight up towards the sky. Draw your elbows as wide or wider than the knees, so to keep your chest wide as well. And then feel free to either stay in this position as is, or rock side to side. So dipping one knee towards the ground and then dipping down towards the other. And choose what's best for you right now. Sometimes it feels especially good to be still. I find if I've been on the move all day, stillness is what my body is craving. And if I've been kind of lethargic and still all day, it's the movement that I crave. Take another full breath in here. And let it go. And if you're still rocking, come back to stillness. Bend your knees fully. Draw the knees together. And with the knees still tucked in tight to the body, you're going to take your knees over towards the right. So tip both knees towards the right. Keep your shoulders down on the ground. Spread your left arm and right arm out wide into a T shape. So palms are facing up. Left shoulder is going to slowly move towards the ground. Now, some of us may have a lot of tension in our low back, in our spine. You might even experience a lot of the stretch in the pectoral region. So go at your own pace. Go with where you are right now. Know that every day that we show up to the mat will present us with something different. Take another full breath here. Breathe into that left lung. Find the expansion. As you exhale, see if you can reach out through that left knee a little bit closer to the right knee, or even moving that left hip further across as you anchor down through the left shoulder. See if you can keep the knees together. You're going to lift them back up through center. And exhale the knees over to the left. So try to keep the right shoulder blade down, gazing out over your right fingertips. Breathing into belly. Breathing into your right side waist. And see if you can use your breath to enhance the sensation of the stretch. So filling up with breath, you feel the belly, the front of the body opening, stretching, expanding. And as you breathe out, feeling the deepening of the twist, which you might feel as a deepening of a stretch in the low back or the hips, and the outside of the leg. Another full breath in. Deep, full breath out. Draw the knees back up through center. You're going to tip the knees all the way over to the right again. This time, as you do, you're going to roll all the way over onto your right side. So left hand's going to come across, stacking on top of the right hand. You're curled up in a type of fetal position here. Now slide your left hand in front of your chest so that it's planted on the floor. You're going to use this left hand to push you up to a comfortable seat. So pressing down with left hand, followed by the right elbow, extend your left leg forward, ease your way up to that comfortable seat. Now, a comfortable seat may mean a cross-legged position for you. It might mean more of a diamond or butterfly-like shape. We call that one Baddha Konasana, or bound angle. Find what feels okay in your body so that you can sit nice and tall. The spine feels stacked above the pelvis. Good. From here, close the eyes and take another full breath in. See if you can grow the spine longer, taller. And as you exhale, feel the shoulder blades slide down your back. Good. Inhale, lift your chin up towards the sky. Exhale, nod your chin down towards your chest. Inhale and lift the chin up. Exhale, the head tips down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up again. Try to keep the mouth closed, the lips closed. Notice that stretch there. And exhale the head back down. Keeping the head down, shoulders down. Gently draw your chin across your collarbones over towards your right shoulder. And all the way back down towards the center of your chest. And then draw your chin over towards your left shoulder. And all the way back down. This time, as you draw your chin towards the right shoulder, you're going to tip your right ear down towards the shoulder and then move the chin a little bit further out in front of you so that your left cheek is lifting up towards the sky. Try to keep the right shoulder down and heavy, and then roll the head back down towards your chest. Do the same on the left side, chin across the chest, and then left ear tips down towards the shoulder, nose and chin point out in front of you, right ear, right cheek up towards the sky, sunny side up. Dropping the shoulders down and keeping spine tall still. The movement, the stretch, sensation most likely will be in the neck, shoulders. You even feel it in the base of the ear and the jaw. And then slowly roll the chin back down towards the chest. Find a little bit more movement again, rocking side to the right, down across the chest and across over to the left. And one more time on each side. Maybe it's the ears that tip over to the sides. Feeling that stretch. When you feel balance between the two sides, gently lift the head back up to a neutral place. Chin is parallel to the floor. Walk the fingertips to the floor beside you, stretching out the arms a little bit. And with your next big in-breath, stretch the arms out wide, all the way up towards the sky, big circle. And then exhale the hands together at your heart, and nice and low. Inhale, extend the arms back up towards the sky like a big steeple, palms still touching. And exhale, circle wide and around, lightly touching the ground. Inhale, bring the arms wide and up. Rotate the palms towards each other. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, the arms reach up. Exhale, circle wide and around. Once more, inhale up. Exhale, hands down to your heart, pressing into palms, elbows wide. Inhale, extend the arms straight up. And exhale, circle wide, down and around. Good. From here, I'd like for you to come onto your hands and knees. So whether you cross the ankles and roll over your ankles onto hands and knees, or swing the feet off to one side, come onto your hands and knees with the hands directly underneath your shoulders, fingertips spread out, the knees directly underneath the pelvis, and the feet disappear behind your knees. So take a little peek behind, in between those legs. Make sure you can't see the feet. So in this position, I want you to lower your belly towards the ground and then turn your head and tail up towards the sky. We call this cow. And then exhale, round your spine in the opposite direction. So the low back lifts up, pull the navel in tightly, tuck your chin and belly in. And then inhale, lift your tail and crown as your heart shines forward between those arms. Exhale, round the spine. Curl the back like an umbrella. Inhale, tail and crown lift up. And exhale, round the spine again. Go through a few more rounds on your own, maybe a slower pace, a faster pace, maybe finding some variation that your body is asking for. This might be a side-to-side movement, perhaps even a rocking forward and back. Again, there is no way to do this practice. The purpose is just to feel, to recognize, to connect our mind, our body, our breath. And get in touch with something simple. Here, we're going to make our way into child's pose. So this can be done in a few variations. Typically we want to have the big toes touching. Your knees are going to bend all the way as best as you can. If you have any type of knee injury, you can roll a towel and place it in that crook of the knee. And this should prevent the knee from bending too far if you have problems with that. Otherwise, the knees can be wide or together, perhaps the arms stretched out in front of you. I'd like for you just to relax your head down. Feel your forehead lightly touching the mat, and if it's not touching the mat, feel your neck release so that your head is hanging. Feel the breath move through your back of your body, your side waist, across your spine. Good, then staying low, walk the hands across towards the right. So come into a diagonal stretch or even a rounded stretch through your left side body. Lean into your left side body. And now try to breathe into those left ribs, almost as if you have gills here. Good. Take another full breath here. Get heavy in that left sit bone. And then walk the hands across through center and then all the way across to the left. Weight your right sit bone down. Breathe into right side body. And keep the head heavy, your mouth relaxed. Walk the hands back in through center. Now climb up onto all fours again into that tabletop position. You may need to adjust the knees so that they are underneath your hips again if they went wider. Now we're going to move into a type of back bend. This is called puppy pose. Your hips are going to stay stacked above your knees, but I want you to walk your hands far forward, maybe about 6 to 12 inches out in front of you, enough so that you can stretch the arms all the way out and then dip your chest down towards the ground, finding this same type of arched back that we found in our cow pose, just a little bit more dramatic. Lift the sit bones up towards the sky, or lift your little puppy tail up towards the sky. You might find that the forehead touching down on the ground feels nice. Maybe it's the chin. But feeling that stretch in the shoulders and the spine. Big opening here. Pressing down into hands, lifting the elbows and forearms up as you climb up, and then slowly walk the hands back underneath your body. Walk your knees to your wrists. Cross one ankle or shin over the other, and sit back behind your feet. So you're back into that cross-legged position yet again. Find your easy seat. And stack the head above your shoulders. Imagine your spine resting on a tall oak tree. Feel your head softly floating. Notice the breath rise and slowly fall. take inventory of how you feel right now. How does the breath feel? How does your physical body feel? What's on your heart? Noticing any thoughts that might be coming through your mind. Maybe the pace at which they come through your mind is different from how you began the practice. Maybe the thoughts are different. And try not to settle in on any thought, just see them from afar. And slowly bring the hands together at your heart center. Before we close our practice, I'd like for you to think of 3 things that you are grateful for. Whatever pops up into your mind. I thank you for letting me lead you through this practice. The light within me bows to the light within you. Namaste.